sound too.
That's it.
Shalom, 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 man. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Barakatham. Man, shout out to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Man, greetings, man. 1 time for the vine, 2 times for the tribe, and 3 times for the saints scattered abroad, man. You know, Nasi on the scene, got the scribe, the Kai on the scene. Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Yeah, man. Shemariah, man, about to pull up with us, man. We're going to get this thing started through the spirit. Picking up on the part 2. Part 2 of the lesson, dealing with should we desire to be rich, right? If you just getting in, man, like, share, and subscribe. Baba Kashar, Salaki, right? And let the other saints know, man, the water. You know, that we're kicking off this Monday night class through the spirit, man.
Shalom, brother Shemariah, man. We on the scene. As the brew was just bringing out, we finna jump back into this breakdown. Hopefully, through the spirit, we can kind of knock it out tonight. You know, brothers, like, share, subscribe. You know, we appreciate everybody that's continually building with us through the spirit. You know,
man, if you tapping in, give us a shalom, man. Let us know you're in the building.
Hey, drop some 7s, man. You send it to the saints.
Okay.
Send it to that one sister.
All praise. Right, should we desire to be rich, man? We brought out a lot of precepts, man, last lesson and last class, dealing with the matter, man. Lord willing, man, we can bring it home, man. Bring that thing home, bring it to fruition, and understand what the real understanding of rich is, what the real understanding of wealth. Shalom, Malachiah, man, on the scene, man. Shalom.
Brother, shalom, Mark, shalom. Close the door. Yeah, hey, yo, I get that light in the hallway too. Yeah, it's right. It's one on both sides. Okay.
Yeah, dress socks.
Bro, we're capping up.
Hey, man. Shalom, man. Shalom, family.
Brother Yasha Allah, shalom, King, shalom.
Yasha Allah on the scene. Come, man. Yeah, I can always talk about some yo, man. Yo.
Yes.
Time, man. Well, let's get into it, man. You know,
Gonna kick this thing out, man. Mighty shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Mighty shalom to the elders of the house of David.
come.
You know, putting in the work before us, man, giving us a path to follow. And we grateful, man. Shalom to the sisters, the children, right? All the saints scattered abroad, man. We do this for y'all.
Come.
And we're going to jump in. We're going to start with Sirach 11 and 14. Sirach 11 and 14.
Right. For those of you who might just be logging in, chiming in, not familiar with what the book of Sirach is, right? That's going to be in the book of the Apocrypha, right? Flash shows one time, Apocrypha. Apocrypha. Right? You can get the Apocrypha. You can purchase that on Amazon if you haven't already. Also, you can also purchase the KJV 1611, right? Which would be a symbolic replica, right?
Now, this would be the original.
Kind, that would be original. So, like, we're going to have to do that next time. We already going on this joint through the spirit.
Hey, you should have said that, King. You're right though. Yasha Allah, we should be doing that. But we already got the lives popping on YouTube. Next time, if y'all willing, we gonna do this. Do that. Going forward, we gonna do that.
Shalom, J Mon. Shalom.
Shalom, brother Jay. Shalom. But let's get it going, man.
Sirach 11 and 14. Go ahead, Nakai, bring that thing out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord.
Come of what?
Come of the Lord.
Right. So it's nothing that you can do in your physical flesh, right? Your 9 to 5, right? Or your 12 to your 10 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's nothing that you can do to obtain these riches or these glory. It is of the Lord, right? The Most High says, what's that in Isaiah 45 and 17? Says, "I, the Lord, I do all these things." Right?
He does what?
I do all these things.
That's a precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 12. Jeremiah chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 12, and it reads, "He had made the earth by his power.
Mm-hmm.
He hath established the world by his wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
and he had stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He maketh the lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures."
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's just showing you that the Most High is in control. He's the one that's creating these powers, the powers that be. He's the one that's created the evil and the wicked. He's playing both sides, right? So all of these things that come to pass and the different pieces that's being moved, it's the doings of the Most High.
Right?
I yield on that.
Keep going on there.
Next precept. Oh, go ahead, King. Read through 15.
So like I said, Isaiah 45 and 17, but it's actually 45 and 7. I'm gonna bring it out since I'm here. Isaiah 45 and 7. Isaiah 45 and 7, and it reads thus. It says, "I form the light."
I do what?
I form the light.
Right.
"And create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
Mm-hmm.
I, the Most High, the Lord, do all these things."
No, the devil.
I, the Most High, the Lord, do all these things.
No, Satan do it.
I do all these things.
It's the Most High is doing it, right?
Right.
The Most High gonna drop these nukes, right? He started these wars. He hardened these hearts of these leaders for them to conduct and act in such a manner. It's all the Most High's doing.
Right. He got his own button, man, for the nuke. Man. He got his own nuke button.
He don't need you. He don't need to share the credit with anyone, right? You know what I'm saying? It's him that's doing it. You know, man has not an understanding, right? According to Isaiah 55 and 8, his thoughts is not like the Most High's. You can't even consider his ways. So the Most High moves these pieces, and the man vainly takes credit for it. Right.
Another precept, Sirach 18 and 18.
Go ahead.
So like 18 and 1.
That's right.
Sirach 18 and 1. It says, "He that liveth forever created all things."
He what?
Created all things in general.
So the Most High is doing these things in general. He might use a leader, a superpower, a leader, dictator, to drop a bomb, but he's putting it on his spirit, right?
Or just in this case, to make you rich,
rich or poor,
right? You might have a supervisor that you respond to, that you got to reply to. You might have superiors that you have to answer to, but ultimately, the Most High is doing these things.
That's right.
Right? In general, right? I yield on that. That was Sirach 18 and 1. All right. Did you got some more on that, Sirach 11?
Yeah, read through 15. All right.
Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 15.
Come on.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord.
Are what?
Are of the Lord.
Right, because that also is treasure. That also is the wealth and the virtue.
That's
Read
right.
on.
Love and the way of good works are from him.
Are from what?
Are from him.
Right. Read on.
Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners, and evil shall wax old with them that glory therein. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever.
See, that's that prosperity that, but it's on a spiritual level, man. That's that spiritual treasure that we were bringing out in Matthew 6, right? And 15 on down.
And we know that based on the fact that worldly treasures can't last forever.
Correct.
Right? The things that you attain in this world, you cannot hold on to beyond your trip, your trip in this realm, in this earthly vessel.
Correct.
You're gonna have to get that up.
That's
But
right.
the spiritual treasures, they'll be able to last beyond your time, beyond generations. Now, the worldly treasures you may be able to pass down, but who's to say that they're gonna be able to withstand it, right, for the next generation after them?
That's right. Salakia.
I got a precept.
Psalm 73 and
Actually, go ahead, King. Go ahead. We're gonna give.
okay. Salakia.
Go ahead.
Psalm 73 and 10. Next precept. Psalm 73 and 10.
I'll finish this joint after.
Come on, man. We're gonna rapid fire through the spirit. But we, as we
Start at
always
3,
say,
because there's some fire in here. We're going 73 and 3.
come, Salakia.
Psalm 73 and 3. Select. It's going to be the book of Psalms, chapter 73, starting at verse 3. Go ahead, Nikai.
Psalm 73 and 3. For I was envious at the foolish.
That was what?
Envious at the foolish.
Uh-huh.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of times, man, when we get so caught up. You going to Ecclesiastes? A lot of times we get so caught up, man, in the gains of the wicked, and we like, man, this nigga, every time they do something off and they get rewarded for it. Are they getting rewarded though? Right? On a carnal level they might be, but on a spiritual level, man, they're falling into a pit, man.
He would?
Falling into a pit.
Man, this is Job 33, verse 14. Break it down. For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
Right? Because the Most High always talking, man. He ain't got no days off.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon a man, and slumberings upon the bed. Right? Because this when the Most High might reveal something to you or show you certain things. Then he opened the ears of men and sealed their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose,
right,
and hide pride from man. Right? The Most High used that time to set you straight. He'll deal with your pride. Right? In closing, verse 18, he keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword.
And that's what the Most High ultimately is trying to prevent us too, because you can be following a blind person, a blind leading a blind.
That's right.
Right, and you can be seeking vanity. You can be seeking status, and these things can ultimately lead you to your death. Man.
That's right.
On a spiritual and a physical level. Read on, Nakai.
Psalm 73 and verse 4.
Come on.
For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Right, because you watching this wicked man, and he's like, man, it seems like everything he do turn to gold. He not going through. Is he under the curses? Everything he do, bro, he prosper with it. Everything he put his hands on, he able to benefit from it. Right? Go ahead.
Therefore, pride compasseth them.
What?
Therefore, pride compasseth them.
So they're gonna be very prideful and puffed up because they seem like they're untouchable. They seem like they can't be stopped. Everything they put their heart on, set their heart to, set their mind to, right, which is your heart, it just works out for them. They seem to prosper. Go ahead.
Salakia. Sirach, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. We brought this out last lesson, but we got to hit on it again because that's what this is saying again through the Spirit. Read that again, though.
Psalm 73 and verse 6.
Come on.
Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Right. When you get prideful, you feel like nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Right. Like you feel like I can keep going in this thing. You know, I ain't been reprimanded yet. I ain't been rebuked on no type of level. I ain't been chastised. Let me just keep riding this thing out. Right. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is
what?
The heart of the sons of men
Right.
is fully set in them to do evil.
Kind.
That's that pride, man. You get so puffed up in that thing, man. Can't nobody tell you nothing, man.
You gotta read through 14.
Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times,
It seems like he just keep going off. The more on the worldly level, the more sin he commit, the richer he get. The more he go off, the more he prosper. Right? Go ahead.
And we say that all the time, and Satan can bless you too.
That's right.
Right? Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High. Because we not tripping, man. On those who have an understanding, we not tripping on this.
That's right.
Right? Which that fear the Most High, which fear before him. Verse 13.
Precept, you said something real quick. I'm gonna let you get back to it.
Go ahead.
You said the devil can bless his people too. He bless people too, right? It's Matthew chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him,
what he said?
If thou be the Son of God, I want to go back.
Hey,
I want to go back.
But this
is what I want.
It.
If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the stone. Then Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain.
Right, you start seeking these things out, and it can be the devil, man. You be like, yeah, the Lord bless me with this thing, man. But I gotta follow. I gotta see it through. You gotta have discretion and discernment.
That's
Read
right.
on.
And showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, All these things I will give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
The devil said that, man.
That's right.
That came out of his mouth. He said, all these things I will give you if you just fall down and worship me.
Like you signed this contract, I give you millions of dollars as long as you keep pumping out the music that degrades your people, destroys your people. You sign this basketball contract, you're gonna get millions of dollars, but you can never benefit or build something that's just for your people. You gotta do something for all people, right? You know what I'm saying? You cannot speak on certain, as the church and the pastors and the spiritual leaders, you cannot speak on who the real children of Israel are. You cannot speak against homosexuality. And if you do that, then you'll continuously get funding from the government, right? You know what I'm saying? A gift destroyeth the heart, according to Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, right?
So like, yeah, all right.
My bad.
No, you good. Like we was trying through the spirit, man, to refrain from dealing with what's been going on in the media.
Right. Hey.
But we started this lesson prior to that event.
Yeah.
Right. This part 2. Okay.
That's right.
But a lot of when you realize that you are in the vices, like you have sold out, you desire to be rich to that extent, you really don't have a say so in a lot of things. You know, so now what can you do? You already done signed a contract.
Play ball.
You got to play ball. Right? Brother talking about your rib, right? Talking about entanglements. Hey, what can you do? And so now when you
act out.
Now you act out. Right? But go on.
Verse 10 in closing. Then said Yahushua unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. It's another precept that says, what does it say? Flee wickedness, and I'm paraphrasing, and it'll depart from you. Right? You know what I'm saying? I want to say it's in Proverbs. It's in James, right? So as long as you are entertaining the devil, he gonna join himself unto you. Right? As long as he got you, he gonna stay around. Right? You're giving him everything he needs to continue his work. But when you reject him, when you flee him, when you denounce him, he gonna have to retreat because he has no room prosper or continue his madness, right? Go ahead.
Con, this is James 4:7. This is what I just quoted. James 4:7. It reads, "Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High."
Do what?
Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil.
Do what?
Resist the devil.
Right.
And he will flee from you.
He will do what?
He will flee from you.
Because see, what purpose? It says, another scripture says, what purpose has darkness with light? So if you start and continue and adopt moving in the light, that darkness is going to have to flee, right?
Okay. Man, roughly paraphrasing, man, you have to render over to Caesar what is Caesar's. Man.
That's right.
You really have to understand that there's a fine line between currency and spiritual currency, if you will, right? I yield on that. But that was James 4:7, quick precept talking about submitting to the Most High, right? And that's what Yahushua did on that mountain, man.
That's right.
When the devil went to him and he said, "I give you all these things," man, he submitted to the authority of Yahweh.
But watch how powerful. Not only did the devil flee, but angels came and ministered to him, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you rid yourself of these demons, you're making room for angels to come and minister to you, right? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful of what you're hoarding and what you're carrying around. Once you get that demon, that so-called worldly parable, that monkey off your back, right? You know what I'm saying? Now an angel can come and lift you and carry you through some of these burdens.
Right.
I yield on that.
Shalom.
Finish that Ecclesiastes, man.
Oh, that 8:11.
Shalom, brother King. Shalom, King. Yeah, read through 14. What was that you just read?
James 4:7. Submit yourself.
You should stay in that chapter. Go ahead, I go there. Finish this out.
Ecclesiastes 8, and I'm gonna pick back up at 11 or 12. So like it. And it reads, "Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High."
It shall what?
It shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him.
Right.
Verse 13. "But it shall not be well with them, the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High."
Precept. This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 14. "Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away."
Right, you think that we have, this ample amount of time stored up here on this earth, man. You we're not guaranteed tomorrow, right? And you can sacrifice something that's so temporary for a something long term for a temporary gain.
Hey, we live in to see Hamashiach come in his glory, but we don't know if we're gonna make it. We can't vainly count our days beyond what he's given us, and we don't even know what he gave us. I got another precept. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verse 11. "Seeing there be many things that increase vanity, what is man the better? For who knoweth what is good for man in this life? All the days of his vain life, which he spendeth as a shadow. For who can tell a man what shall be after him under the sun?"
Because Jake really feel like, man, he has an everlasting
that's right,
kingdom here, man, in America, man, and that's not the case. We have to understand that every time is critical, man, in every aspect, So this thing is not promised. We talked about how all of these great
different
civilizations or kingdoms, if you will, have fallen, right? And Babylon 2.0, man, it's on the brink, man. It's on the brink of falling.
I got one more.
Go ahead,
This is Sirach chapter 18.
It was just there.
I'm gonna start at verse 8. Sirach 18:8 on down. And it reads, what is man and whereto serveth he? What is his good and what is his evil? The number of a man's days at the most are 100 years, as a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of sand.
Right, just like that vapor that brother was just bringing out.
So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity. Right? The most I say, a man's days is only 100 years max, give or take. Right? And he said 1,000 years is just a grain of salt in the sand. So 100 years doesn't even compare. You and your understandings can never begin to understand the ways of the Most High. And the only way you can is 1 Peter 11:4. Right? You know what I'm saying? If you speak according to the oracles, move according to the oracles, do what the oracles say. Right? If you got anything in your spirit that's contrary to what the oracles say, you got to question who they come from. Right?
Come.
Let's keep it moving.
Go ahead, Nakai. This morning, that was Psalm 73. Pick back up.
Book of Psalm 73 and verse 6.
Come on.
Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
It does what?
Compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness.
They what?
Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Go ahead.
They have more than heart could wish.
Go ahead.
That's the wanton eyes that the scriptures talk about.
That's right.
You just be wanting everything, being
covetous.
Right?
Being covetous, man. The Most High not dealing with a covetous spirit. Brother Karat, Shalom. Shalom, Mak.
Go ahead, Nakai.
Verse 8.
Sister Kira, Shalom. Brother Yosef, Shalom. Shalom, family. Go ahead.
They are corrupt.
They are what?
They are corrupt.
Right, because when you get puffed up, man, it can cause you to your eyes to be darkened.
That's right.
Right. Go ahead.
And speak wickedly concerning oppression. They are speak loftily.
Right, because we know and understand that we in the we are this is not our resting place. This is not our home. Right? Neither do we speak in a righteous manner concerning this wicked place. We understand that this is hell for us.
We call a spade a spade.
We do what?
Call a spade a spade.
Hey man, we call a heathen, a spade a spade. And we call captivity. Right? Go ahead. What you got? I see you flipping. But according to a fool will speak. It's just like the coons and during the time of slavery, right? They get in a position where they can leave or flee from master, and where we gonna find somewhere better than here, right? We eating good. I gotta find that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Talking about the flesh pots?
No,
okay.
I'm gonna find it.
Read that again, That was 1 Peter 4:11. Yasha Allah. 1 Peter 4:11. Oracles. Read that again.
The book of Psalm 73 and verse 8.
Come on.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Right. So concerning oppression, you can really tell if a brother has sold out or if a brother is already against the system. If he knows on a spiritual level and also a physical level. And this is why Ecclesiastes 7:7, a classic precept. Ecclesiastes 7:7. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Right? When you really know what's going on, it's going to make you upset. When you really find out the truth that you're an Israelite, when you really find out that the Most High God has chosen us as a special people, that we're royal, and that we have been bought with a price, but we're still selling out for a smaller price. That should make you mad. That should make you upset, right? And a gift destroyed the heart. But if you can get that dollar, though, by any means necessary, that's what's going to destroy your heart. And that's what has happened to us as a nation of people. Our heart has been destroyed, man, by being on the hamster wheel, being on the 9 to 5 or the 10 to 10 or whatever the case may be. You're going to do anything by any means necessary to chase the dollar. And that's why we have been, our eyes have been darkened. And now, as it says, our heart has been destroyed, our mind. Right. Read on with that. That was Ecclesiastes 7:7. Pick back up on that when you grab that and bring it out. Let's get it.
Psalm 73:9.
Come on.
They set their mouth against the heavens,
Mm-hmm.
and their tongue walketh through the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore his people return hither,
Mm-hmm.
and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, how doeth God know?
Right? He don't see what's going on. I'm getting this money right now. Right? I'm talking real reckless. Read on.
And is there knowledge in the Most High?
Read.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
These are the who?
These are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
Right? So again, like disclaimer right now, we are not promoting a false balance. We understand that we have to put bread on the table. We understand that we have to provide for our household. Because if you don't, you will be an infidel.
That's
So
right.
we understand these things, but we do what we're trying to preach and bring out through the Spirit that the Bible is speaking on is that, read that last verse again.
Verse 11. And they say, how doeth God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High?
Yes, there is. He know what's going on, right? He knows your desires of your heart, right? So you can't hide these things or your intentions that would cause you to go astray or sacrifice on a worldly level and ultimately give up your spirit upon judgment day. But keep going on that.
Verse 12.
John 19:13.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They increase in riches.
They do what?
They increase in riches.
Right.
Verily I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in the innocency.
And the Most High do that thing.
Read through 20.
Verse 14. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning.
Mm-hmm.
If I say I will speak thus, behold, I shall offend against the generations of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me.
Right.
Until I went into the sanctuary of God.
Until I what?
Went into the sanctuary of Yahweh.
Right, because at first, man, it becomes painful to think about, like, man, am I selling out? Is this something that I should be doing? I'm supposed to be in this truth, but like they kind of giving me this, should I bite or should I? Right? But it only occurs to him when he what? Read the last verse you just read.
When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary.
Until he went into the sanctuary, right? Until he went into the Holy of Holies, man.
That's right.
Right. So he went and counseled amongst himself via the Spirit, man. Read on.
Then understood I therein.
Mm-hmm.
Surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
Mm-hmm.
Thou castest them down into destruction.
Right. So then when you find out you go into the sanctuary, you're like, well, maybe some of these are some traps. Maybe it is slippery around this piece. Maybe I need to be treading lightly. Mm-hmm. Right. Walking in the Spirit. Right. Read on.
How are they brought into desolation?
Read.
As in a moment. They are utterly consumed with terror.
Mm-hmm.
As a dream when one awaketh.
Right.
So, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Mm. And that's what happens, man. It's just like that.
Let me get Proverbs 28:6.
I got that John 19:3 too.
This is we just gonna deal with the people that are the spirit of cleaving to a captivity, ideal of prosperity in Egypt, Babylon, America. It's a false understanding of what the scriptures, one, really say, and two, what real true treasures and wealth is. Man, you are like the brother say, you on a hamster wheel, right? Chasing a dream that's going to end up being a nightmare for you, right? So, you're chasing a system that was never systematically made to save you, right? You know what I'm saying? As it says in John 4:22, you know not what you serve. We know what we serve, because salvation is of the Jews, and we know that that salvations come through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and keeping these commandments, right? So the first precept I wanted to bring out regarding that matter is going to be First Maccabees 1:11, and it reads, "In those days went there out of Israel wicked men." Right?
Sellouts, man. Canaanites.
Wicked men, right? Who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen." Hey, bro, they giving out business loans. Hey, bro, they doing now. Don't get me wrong. You have to use wisdom, bro. Can you use these different entities and grants and business loans to benefit yourself and ultimately benefit the kingdom? Absolutely. But can you get lost in the sauce and let it consume you as well? Absolutely, bruh. So that's why we have to make sure that we are anchored down in the truth, in the spirit, right? I'm gonna finish this out, right? So we're painting that premise so you won't think that we are against an Israelite starting a business, or we're against an Israelite being or attaining financial stability here, or creating a flow of currency that benefits himself as well as the nation. We ain't about that. We're not against that. But that's not priority, right? The priority is, are you keeping the commandments, right? Are you keeping the faith, right? Are you being brotherly, right? Are you gathering yourself together? Are you doing what the scriptures say? First and foremost, right? Chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow." Now, before we go into the next precept, we got to deal with that. The wicked Israelites said, "Since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow." This is Psalms 1:24. Right? As if this heathen has the power to bring prosperity or poverty, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's his doing, right? This is Psalms 124, verse 1. Psalms 124 and verse 1. Salaki.
I got you again.
The
book of Psalms, chapter 124 and verse 4, and it reads thus.
Go ahead. 3 through 3.
If it had not been for the Most High.
No, the heathen.
If it had not been for the Most High.
No, America.
The Most High.
No stimulus checks.
The Most High.
No government aid.
The Most High.
No, our jobs.
The Most High.
Go ahead.
Who was on our side.
Who was what?
On our side.
Who was what?
On our side.
The Most High is on our side. It's not these different businesses, benefit packages, stimulus checks, your hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. None of that is providing for you. It's the Most High who's on our side, and He's worthy of us donating or giving back our time back to Him 100-fold. Right? Go ahead.
Now, may Israel say,
what we gonna say?
If it had not been for the Most High.
Hey, we gonna say if it wasn't for the Most High. Shalom, shalom, brother Uriah. Shalom, King. We gonna say if it wasn't for the Most High who was on our side. Right? Go ahead.
When men rose up against us.
When what?
When men rose up against us.
What did the heathen do?
When men rose up against us.
What did Esau do?
Rose up against us.
What did this government do?
Rose up against us.
What did this system do?
Rose up against us.
Go ahead.
Then they had swallowed us up quickly.
Right? They swallowed us up with poverty. Right? They swallowed us up with prison. They swallowed us up with last hired, first fired. Right? They swallowed us up with running the man out of the household. They swallowed us up with the American dream. Right? They swallowed us up with these different things. Right? So these different things can play a factor in your mind subconsciously if you're not locked into what Yahweh Shai said. It can taint you. It can scar you. It can cause you to go astray. Ultimately, right? Go ahead, King.
When their wrath was kindled against us.
Against who?
Against us.
Against us. So he didn't say when they might kindle their wrath. When their wrath was kindled against us. The heathen is going to come for us. They are going to set their heart against us. The Most High put it at them to be against us so we can ultimately choose him and not them. They can't offer us nothing that's going to bring us the kingdom of heaven. The only thing that's going to bring us the kingdom of heaven is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And if you don't know that, the things that they offer you is going to make you think that you can gain in some type of different way. Yeah. Like it says in John 10:1, whoever don't come up this way is a robber, a thief, and you see what I'm saying? Right? Next precept, let me get that John 19:13.
Right.
And then you hold that Proverbs 28:4, 28:6, and then we jump back in the breakdown. I just got to prove a point right quick.
It's the book of John, chapter 19. What was it at?
At 13.
At 13.
Let me make sure. I want you to start right there.
Right. And just while we pulling this precept, man, these things have not been instituted to save us, but to slave us, man.
That's right. That's right.
It was never their intention for us to be free.
Real quick precept. Verily, verily, John 10:1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entered not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way. You going after your own understanding, your own vain opinion, your own doctrine, your own ideas, the heathen's ideas, what he set up in front of you, the career path that he laid in front of you. Don't get it twisted, right? The occupations that we attain in this captivity are nothing but that. Occupations. Something that you use to occupy your time that can benefit your family. Your profession is a prophet. Your profession is a king. You're a professional servant of the Most High. And that come first, bro. Right? Finishing this out. Start back from the top. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entertaineth, Salakia, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep heareth his voice. He calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. He don't build you up to stay in this kingdom. He don't build you up to prosper in this kingdom. You hear his voice and he leads you out, right? Spiritually, whether you still be here physically or not, right? Spiritually and mentally, he gonna lead you out, right? And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him. So we should be following the ways of Hamashiach. Was Hamashiach, did he come here and try to get rich? Did he come here and try and get a bag to woo everybody over to believe he was the Son of God? Did he come here and try to build up a conglomerate to make sure that everybody knew that Most High was on his side? Is that what he did? Is that what he did in the Khan? Khan. It says, and when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, and they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, and will flee from him. And they know not the voice of strangers. I yield. You can go ahead.
You can grab the next precept though, but like that stranger that we will not follow.
I'm gonna grab the next one. 12:6.
That stranger that we will not follow is ultimately these impressions. Jake real impressionable. Man.
That's right, man. That's
especially
right.
when he has had not for so long. Man.
That's right.
When you have had not for so long, you're gonna do anything for the dollar.
That's right.
You have our women being whored out in society, right? By being strippers and getting flown out
and whatever else, bro. Like they just off, right?
Prostitution. That's just on a just dealing with the sisters, man. You got the Jake. He get run up the bag just to go air the bag out to make it rain.
And that's the thing, though. Like people have the heathen has systemically made our people believe that the money, the paper money that is the same as this paper and page in the Bible is more valuable than their body and their actual essence and their temple. They have brainwashed Jake into thinking that the pursuit of money thereof and the love of money is more important than your brother, right? Your real value and the real value that we have as a nation is each other, especially those of the faith.
Because when Jake don't see Galatians 6,
that's right.
When it say, consider yourself.
That's right.
Right. If you see your brother lack and restore such an one in the spirit of meekness. Jake don't see that.
That's right.
Right. I'm trying to get this bag, man. If he ain't trying to get this bag, the hell with him. Mm-hmm. That's what Jake on. Right. But we got to understand that
and then Jake
wealth, man.
Jake think that the only way he can help his brother is if he get the bag. Bro.
I said I was gonna find it yesterday.
Brother don't need your bag. Brother needs you. Brother needs your insight. Brother needs your brotherly love. Brother needs you to hold him accountable, and vice versa, right? Brother needs the brothers. Brother don't need your bag.
This is Acts 3 and 6. The book of Acts 3 and 6.
Bring it out, King.
And it reads thus.
Is that on the breakdown? Or you go there? Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
It's on there now.
That's powerful, right?
Acts 3 and 6. This is the book of Acts, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
Let me start at 1. This is Acts 3 and 1.
Right.
Now Peter and John went up together in the temple. Into at the hour of prayer,
right,
being the 9th hour. Mm-hmm. And a certain man lame from his mother's womb was carried, whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful, to ask alms of them that entered into the temple. Mm-hmm. So alms is a source of you finances, if you will. Mm-hmm. You give alms, right? You can come in intangible form, right? Dealing with money, currency, etc. Right? It says, so this man, he was lame. He would go and they would drop him off at this gate to seek alms, right? And it says, verse 3, who seeing Peter and John.
Who's seeing who?
Peter and John.
Okay, these are the disciples, right? He's seeing. Go ahead.
About to go into the temple, asked an alms. And Peter, fastening his eyes upon him,
right, with
John, said, look on us.
What'd he say?
Look on us.
Say, bro, look at me, fam. Say, look at me, bro. Look at me right now. Right? Go ahead.
And he gave heed unto them. Expecting to receive something of them.
He said what?
Expecting to receive something of them.
Go ahead.
Then Peter said, silver and gold have I none.
He said what?
Silver and gold have I none.
He said, look at me, bro. And he looked at him like, y'all might have something. And Peter said, bro, shekels, silver and gold, some paper, the bag, bro, we ain't got none, bro. We ain't here for that.
And Jake kind of got that spirit too. As soon as he sees Jake ask him, I ain't got nothing for you, fam. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have that for him, what you gonna give him?
That's right. What Peter say?
What Peter say?
What Peter say?
Then Peter.
Start it from the top. It's 6.
Verse 6. Then Peter said, silver and gold have I none.
Right.
But such as I have, give I thee.
He said, what I do have, I can give you though. Right. I ain't got the bag. I ain't got what you looking for. I ain't got what you want, but I got what you need. Right. Watch this.
In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth.
Right.
Rise up and walk.
I can give you this truth though. I can give you some treasures that you can't even put a price on. I can give you some value that you don't even see in yourself. Right. Go ahead. Read that. Finish out at 7.
And he took him up. And he took him by the right hand.
Now you got to finish up at 9.
And lifted him up.
And did what?
And lifted him up.
Right.
And immediately his feet and ankle bones received strength. Now is that wealth, man? Like what? Who can put a price on that thing, man?
Right.
This brother been lame his whole life. And he's sitting up here asking, he thought he was really good. What, they would drop a bag on him and he was gonna buy some legs?
Right. You gonna buy surgery?
Right. Bruh, they restored this man through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that you can't put a price on that thing, man. It's already been paid for by the blood of Hamashiach.
It's the same way Ezekiel went spreading the gospel to the valley of the dry bones. He didn't put up dropping bags on brothers. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the spiritual word, bro, and it caused them to come alive. It caused them to walk. It caused them to realize their royalty. to regain their identity and begin to walk as sons of God. Finish out at 9. All right. I think you're at 8. Finish 8 out and read 9. Then we can go.
You hold it?
Yeah.
Did you finish? Oh yeah, we got one
Right,
more.
yeah.
We got one more, and then we gonna jump back in the precinct. But it's vital, man, that we drive home the point that we are not preaching a bumite doctrine. Neither are we preaching a poverty gospel. That's not what we preaching. What we preaching is realize and understand where true wealth comes from and what real wealth is, right? Because all the things of these world is going to pass away. Go ahead, King.
The book of
Salaki, you had something?
Luke 15 and 4. Right, Luke 15.
You pull that John.
The 19.
John 19.
I'm still holding on.
Okay. We got a few more precepts before we get back in the breakdown.
Man,
But
we
go
were
ahead.
just talking about being restored, man, on a value that you can't put a price on.
That's right.
Right.
Health is wealth, sister.
This is Luke chapter 15 and verse 4. What man of you having 100 sheep,
Having what?
100 sheep,
Right.
if he lose one of them, do it not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after that which is lost
That's right.
until he find it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because some brother, like even if you're dealing with finance, like I remember growing up and you see a penny upon the ground, the brother walk right past that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you gotta understand,
They spend too.
they spend too. 100 of them boys, man, it's $1.
$1. You know what I'm saying?
Right? It says, do he leave the 99 in the wilderness
Catch.
and go after that which is lost until he find it?
Right.
Verse 5. And when he had found it, he layeth it on his shoulders, rejoicing.
Mm-hmm.
And when he cometh home, he calleth together his friends and neighbors, saying unto them, rejoice with me.
Do what?
Rejoice with me,
Mm-hmm.
for I have found my sheep which was lost.
That's
and
right.
that's the same thing that the Most High is trying to show you your wealth and who you are as an Israelite.
That's right.
Right? He's going to rejoice, man, when he see that you come into this thing of repentance, man. And you understand that you really have value, not according to what the world has placed upon you,
Bro,
but who he has called you to be.
Salakia, to let me back on what you're saying. Nothing in this world, the wealth of this world does not make you a king.
Kind.
The blood that's been put in us from the Father is what makes us king. The seed line that we are part of is what makes us kings. It's what makes us royalty. It's what makes us the sons of God, the greatest people on the face of the earth. It's not because we the richest. The Most High say he didn't choose us because we was a great in number, or we had all this substance, right? He chose us from the beginning, before we had or attained anything on this world, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes us his chosen, because we are the ones that he deemed holy and set apart to carry out the work.
That's right.
We the ones that supposed we've been given a charge.
This is the real work. This is the real labor, man. This is what you're really getting paid for.
This is your profession. Your occupation is paying you way less than you deserve. But you gotta really believe that you're storing up your treasures in heaven, to not even focus on what you're gaining from the world and really be focused on that spiritual salary, right? Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Want that Luke, that John?
Yeah, I want that John, then I want that Proverbs, and then I'm gonna bring out the Job. We're gonna keep going with the Job.
You say you're gonna look and see where you want me to start at.
I want 13, I believe, but let me make sure.
The water, man, for all the love, man, for y'all tapping in, man. Y'all just getting in here, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Baba Kashar, man. We dealing with should we desire to be rich, man. Right. And we showing you through the spirit and also through the scriptures what real wealth is and how to continue to sustain that thing in these last days. Right. There's nothing wrong with putting meat and bread on your table, man, providing for your household. But it is something wrong when you start to sell out for that thing.
That's right.
Right.
Start at 13.
This is the book of John, chapter 19 and verse 13. And it reads thus. John 19 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
When Pilate, therefore, heard that saying, he brought Yahushua forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement, but in the Hebrew, Gabbatha.
Go ahead.
And it was the preparation of the Passover.
Right. Just to be, how can I say, just to be to give you a staple. Christ was born during the time of the Passover, and he also died during the time of the Passover. Right. Go ahead.
So like we started at 13 and we started at 11 to get the context.
Go ahead, King. Go
right.
ahead.
John 19 and 11.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is it. John 19 and 11, because we got to see what Yahushua had said to
start at 8.
Okay, come on. John 19 and 8. All right, here we go.
Salaki. Because we got a deal, bro.
We got to start from the top.
This a powerful topic.
Come.
I don't care. We had to do a part 4.
We
don't deal, bro. Start at the top.
John 19 and 1. This is the account with Yahushua dealing with Pontius Pilate. John 19 and verse 1. Then Pilate, therefore, you there, Yashala? Nakai? No. Come. So like you don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking out. John 19 and 1. Then Pilate, therefore, took Yahushua and scourged him. And the soldiers plaited a crown of thorns and put it on his head. And they put on him a purple robe.
This is what the
heathen.
This is what the heathens did to our king, bro. The same heathens that if you're not careful, you'll find yourself in covenant with, right? In business with. But Yahushua said, I'm about my father's business. Right? Go ahead.
And the soldiers plaited a crown of thorns and put it on his head.
Right.
And they put on him a purple robe and said, Hail, King of the Jews.
They mocked him. Man. Put a thorn of a crown of thorns on his head and said, Hail, the King of the Jews. Right? They mocked him. Go ahead.
And they smote him with their hands.
They did what?
Smote him with their hands.
They pieced him up. Right? They put a crown on his head, said, Hail the King of the Jews, and hit him with a 2-piece, man. Go ahead.
Pilate therefore went forth again and said unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him.
I what?
I find no fault in him.
But Pilate said, bro, I ain't got no problem with him. Y'all having y'all way with him and having fun with him, but I find no fault in this man. Go ahead.
Then came Yahushua forth wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, and Pilate said unto them, Behold the man. When the chief priests,
the who?
The chief priests.
Okay, so these are Israelites. The chief priests, these are Israelites. Go ahead.
When the chief priests, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying,
What they say?
Crucify him.
What?
Crucify him.
Go ahead.
Pilate said unto them, Take ye him and crucify him. For I find no fault in him.
Hey, y'all take him and crucify him, because I ain't got no problem with him. Right? This is the we got to get that. You know what I'm saying? But this is the heathen, like it say Sirach 12 and 10, though he bow and go crouching. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Never set him beside.
Hey man, what it say Psalms 55:21? His words were smooth to butter, but war was in his heart. Right? You know what I'm saying? He's saying I ain't got no fault with him. He's saying, you know, hey, though he bow himself and go crouch, hey, you still crucified him though. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7 in Psalms 19 and 7. So like John 19 and 7. The Jews answered him, We have a law.
Who said what?
We have a law.
So Pilate said, hey, according to our laws, I don't really find no fault with him. I ain't got no problem with him. But what the Jews say?
We have a law.
We have a law. Right? He blaspheming our law. Go ahead.
And he ought to die.
He what?
He ought to die. So like
finish that out. Give me give me Psalms 82 and 6.
Because he made himself Son of God.
What did he make himself?
Son of God.
He made himself what?
Son of God.
Bring it out, Nakai.
The book of Psalms 82 and 6.
I
have said, ye are gods.
Ye are what?
Ye are gods.
Ye are what?
Ye are gods.
Right?
And all of you are children of the Most High.
All of us are what?
Children of the Most High.
Or sons of God. Our law, they said we have a law and he had to die because he made himself the son of God. But our law says all of us are the sons of God. So what did he do wrong? Pilate said, I ain't find no wrong in him. Y'all find him wrong in him according to our law, but we just read you in Psalms 86. It says that all of you are the children of the Most High. Keep going, Nyson.
Okay.
Hey.
Verse 8. When Pilate therefore heard that saying,
Mm-hmm.
he was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall and said unto Yahushua, Whence art thou?
Right.
But Yahushua gave him no answer.
Right.
Then said Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee?
I have what?
I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee.
What's that? Matthew 10.
5 and 28, 10 and 28.
Right, we got a deal, man. Read that again, Nasi.
Then this is John 19 and 10. Then said Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee?
So here it is. Pilate saying, bro, you ain't gonna speak to me when I got the power to crucify you and release you. But what did Hamashiach say?
So, like you, man, that's how they treat your average Jake, man.
That's right.
When they think that they got you by the short and curlies, man, they think that I can make you do whatever I want to do.
You ain't gonna listen. You ain't gonna fold, boy. Oh, you a proud nigga, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body. What were they finna kill? The body. But are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Right. So we gotta have that spirit of Yahweh Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
By understanding that, man, I can give a damn what you about to do to this vessel, man.
That's right.
I'm a servant of the Most High God through the Spirit.
That's right.
Right. Then said Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? Yahweh Shai answered, Thou couldst have no power at all. Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above.
Hey, man, the only power that you have is what my Father gave you. Nothing more, nothing less. The only power that you have, bro, is what the Most High my Father has already told me. That's what's going to go there. I already know what's going on, bro.
Therefore, he that delivereth me unto thee hath the greater sin.
He that what?
He that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin.
Yes, talking about Judas, but also talking about the Jews.
That's that First Maccabees 1 and 11.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
The ones that went and made a covenant with the heathen.
Right. Go ahead.
And you got you be late at work. You know what I'm saying? You be running up, pulling up, and you got them ones at work. Hey, man, you heard about
snitching?
Man, yeah, man, that brother late to work, man. Trying to get in good with the oppressor, man. Right? And sows you up the river.
That's right.
Right. Verse 12. And from thenceforth, Pilate sought to release him.
Hey, man, let him go, man. This brother on something. Y'all ain't peeped that he's sharp. Right. Y'all ain't understood that yet. Right. Go ahead.
But the Jews cried out, saying, If thou let this man go,
if what?
If thou let this man go, thou art thou art not Caesar's friend.
No, the Most High friend.
Thou art not Caesar's friend.
No, friends of Yahweh.
Caesar's friend.
Right. They weren't about being a friend to Caesar. Right. This is more important than doing the will and the work of the Father. Right. Hey, man, if you let him slide, bro, you ain't no friend of Caesar. Go ahead.
Whosoever maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar.
He does what?
Speaketh against Caesar.
No, against the Most High.
Against Caesar.
Against who?
Against Caesar.
Give me 1 Peter 2 and 9. Right? Because we got a deal. They say whoever maketh himself what? A king speaketh against Caesar. But the Most High called us a royal priest. Bring it out.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9.
Right.
But ye are a chosen generation.
A what?
A chosen generation.
Go ahead.
A royal priesthood.
A what?
A royal priesthood.
A what?
A royal priesthood.
That sound like kings to me. He said we are a royal priesthood. So anybody that making themselves a king or accept the fact that the Most High called them a royal priesthood are not friends of Caesar. So if you keeping the law and you moving according to what Yahweh shall say, then you are no friend of Caesar. And guess what we doing? We keeping the law. And we are no friends of America. We are no friends of Joe Biden. We are no friends of everybody's favorite, Jake favorite President Obama. We are no friends of Obama. We don't want no dealings with him. We have no dealings with the government. We have no dealings with America. We have no dealings with Babylon. We don't care, bro. We here because we gotta be, not because we want to be. Right? Go ahead. All right.
And holy nation,
a
peculiar people.
A what?
Peculiar people.
Go ahead.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Hallelujah. Go ahead, King. You pick up at 13.
This is John 19 and 13. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahushua forth and sat down in the judgment seat in the place that is called the pavement, but in the Hebrew, Gabbatha. And it was the preparation of the Passover.
Again, the same time they was getting ready to crucify Yahushua was during the time of Passover, which is around the same time he was born. But go ahead.
Which is kind of the same time that we're going into.
That we're going to right now. That's right. Go ahead.
And about the 6th hour.
And Salakia. This is how you know that it's spiritual. Because a lot of these spirits from this time is here right now in this time. When the Passover come around, all type of different spirits reveal themselves. All type of demons that you're dealing with, stuff that you didn't even know that you was carrying around, it starts to overtake you, right? Because it's the time of renewal of the year. It's the time of Hamashiach dying for us. It's the time of his birth. It's a very pivotal time for an Israelite, right?
Time to purge.
It's the time to purge their living, right? If you're not locked in and focused with this time, and 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, Sirach 18 and 24,
Sirach 2 and 1.
If you're not dealing with that right now, then you're gonna be overthrown. These different energies, demons, spirits is going to take hold of you, and you're not going to know how to combat them if you're not anchored into the spirit.
14 hits it right on the head.
Go ahead,
and it was the preparation of the Passover.
It was what?
The preparation for the Passover.
And through the spirit, our congregation is preparing for our Passover right now. Right now. Right? Go ahead.
And about the 6th hour, and he said unto the Jews, behold your king.
He said what?
Behold your king.
Go ahead.
But they cried out, away with him.
What they say?
Away with him.
Go ahead.
Away with him. Crucify him.
Do what?
Crucify him.
Right.
Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king?
What did he say to him?
Shall I crucify your king?
What did he acknowledge?
Shall I crucify your king?
This is y'all king. Shall I crucify him? And what did they say?
The chief priests.
Who was that?
The chief priests.
The Jews said,
answered, we have no king but Caesar's.
We what?
We have no king but Caesar's.
They sold a man up the river. We have no king but Joe Biden. We have no government but the government of the USA. We have no occupation but what the world calls us. Our profession is to be servants of the Most High. And if you haven't taken hold to that, then you are physically, mentally, and spiritually destroyed already. You're a vessel fit for destruction. Bring out that Proverbs 28:6, and then I yield.
Proverbs 28 and verse 6. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness, that he is perverse.
No, better is the man that get down with Caesar.
Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness.
No, better is the man that cleaves to America.
Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness.
No, better is the man that chased the bag.
Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness.
Go ahead.
That he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich.
So he what?
Though he be rich.
So he what?
Though he be rich.
Though he got the bag, though he done ran it up, right? Go ahead.
Whoso keepeth the law.
Whoso does what?
Whoso keepeth the law.
Go ahead.
Is a wise son.
Is a what?
A wise son.
Go ahead.
But he that is a companion of righteous men shameth his father.
And that's the thing, man. Like you can let's say you can't win for losing, but you can lose by winning the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times, like you feel like you sacrificing so much to gain something that's ultimately going to be destroyed in the first place.
That's right.
But if you winning something that's uncorruptible, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, you can't lose, man. You have already won. And it's like the saying that they always talk about. You may have won the battle, but you have
lost
not.
the war.
But you might have lost the war, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can be trying to win what's such in front of you, and you can lose sight of the long-term goal, man.
That's right.
And that's what we're trying to show our people through the Spirit.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, bro. Jake has been the have-nots for so long, bro. They just want a peace, and they grow impatient, and they want their peace on this side. Why would you want a peace in the kingdom according to the prophecies in the Bible that you believe in is destined to be destroyed? I don't want my peace here. I want that. Give me Proverbs. I want to say it's 30 and 8.
It's the book of Proverbs 30 and 8, and it reads thus.
Let me make sure. I mean, you there.
Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Do what?
Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Go ahead.
Give me neither poverty nor riches.
So like you start at 7.
It's a cold cut.
It's a cold cut. It's real. Go ahead.
Proverbs 30 and 7. 2 things I have required of thee.
Mm-hmm.
Deny me them not before I die.
It's 2 things I'm requiring of you, the Most High, and please don't deny me these things before I die. Go ahead.
Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Remove far from me vanity and lies. The vain idealistic that I can provide better than you can. I know better than you do. I can twist your words to my own agenda. And the lies that this system has set up for me.
Okay.
Remove far from me the lies that the American dream is for everybody. Remove far from me the lies that I can build a conglomerate and bail here. Remove that far from me. Right? Go ahead.
Like we was talking about, I'm gonna pick back up, but like even like dealing with the industries.
Right?
You cannot pay me enough for my dignity.
That's right.
You cannot pay me enough, man.
They don't got enough. They already owe you more. Anything that they can pay you or they trying to give you for the work that you do, bro, they owe you 1,000 times more than that.
That's vanity. And that's lies, man.
So what should you want? Read that.
Give me neither poverty nor riches.
Give me what?
Poverty nor riches.
No, make me poor so I can just preach the gospel.
Poverty nor riches.
Oh no, make me rich so I can fly a jet and be a steward of money and show these people how to get the bag and the kingdom.
Poverty nor riches.
Don't make me poor. Don't make me rich. Don't exalt me higher than what your word needs me to do the work, and don't make me poor to the point where they can't see your light shining up on me. Go ahead.
Poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
With what?
Food that is convenient for me.
Feed me with food that's convenient for me. Give me what I need. Why? Read the next precept. Verse 9.
Verse 9. Lest I be full.
Lest I what?
Lest I be full.
Or rich, right? Got an abundance of things and value, right?
And deny thee.
Hey, man, I did this all on my own. What can the Most High offer me, bro? I did this all on my own. I wouldn't chase this bag. I did this. I'm the one that got down, right? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord?
Who is Yahweh? What has he done for me? You know who did this for me? My hustle, my grind, my focus, my sacrifice. Right? Go ahead.
Or lest I be poor and steal.
Unless I what?
Be poor and steal.
Unless I be poor and steal.
And take the name of my God in vain.
And take the name of the Most High in vain. Because when you down bad, it don't matter who you get it from, but you got to get it.
Right? It's like
you know
that old songs. They asked me 2 Chainz. They asked me what I do and who I do it for.
Right.
Right.
We're doing it for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Man.
Today, forever, and always.
That's right. I got a quick precept, man. 1 Kings chapter 3. First Kings. Yeah, chapter 3.
3 and what?
1.
It's the book of First Kings, chapter 3, verse 1. And Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Right. This is when Solomon's coming into power, man, after his father's legacy, right? He's becoming king. So like it's just you jump down to 5.
Verse 5. And in Gibeon, Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night.
Right.
And Yahweh said, ask what I shall give thee.
Right. He could have asked anything of the Most High God, man.
That's right.
Right. But what did he say?
Solomon said, thou hast shewed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth.
In what?
In truth.
Come on.
And in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee.
All right, because David was a man after the Most High God's heart. Read on.
And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day.
Right, because Solomon knew and he understood his lot, man.
That's right.
He know he a son of a king.
That's
man.
right.
And so are we.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I know what I deserve, right? And I know what it takes to be a king through the Spirit. Read
but
on.
who is the? You said I know what I would. I know what I deserve. But who is Solomon talking to about what he deserves? Verse 7. And now, Yahweh, by power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father. And I am but a little child.
Right.
I know not how to go out or come in.
Right. I don't even know how to get, what it takes to get it.
From coming and going.
Right. Read on.
And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude.
Read on.
Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people.
No, he said a bag. I think he said a bag right there.
An understanding heart to judge thy people.
A couple of M's.
An understanding heart to judge thy people. That I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?
Right, because it's essential, man, to have that understanding above all things. That's the wealth that he asked for. Man.
That's right.
That's something that you cannot put a price on. He said, this is a great people, man. Talking about Israel. Right, read on. And
the speech pleased Yahweh.
It what?
It pleased Yahweh.
He said that's like that in his ignorance, as it says in Acts 17 and 30, man. In our ignorance, the Most High winked at.
That's right.
Right. The Most High was pleased that look at that boy, Solomon, man. Boy, asking for some wisdom.
Boy, you just like your daddy, boy.
Look at him, right? Read on.
That Solomon had asked this thing. And Yahweh said unto him,
what'd he say?
Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself.
What?
Neither has asked riches for thyself.
Read on.
Nor has asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
Right, and that's ultimately what we need to be asking of the Most High right now in these days when we seeing the dollar deflating, when we seeing gas prices increases, we seeing famine, we seeing pestilences, we seeing brothers selling out for the vaccine, this, that, and the third. You need to be asking the Most High for discretion and discernment.
What should we be asking them for?
Discretion and discernment.
Right. Read that. Isaiah 33 and 6.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
No, the bag.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Now gold and silver.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Now running up my bank account.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
It's what?
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right, so that wisdom is going to be the stability of times, and that's that strength of salvation, knowing that you are saved. But when you so like you're not saved, but you're seeking that salvation and you walking that thing out with fear and trembling, right? So that's just an account dealing with when you caught in between a conundrum or a conflict and you dealing with, should you pursue the bag or the Most High, man, pray for wisdom, man. Always pray for wisdom.
I'm gonna finish this out. There's some more meat on this.
Come.
Verse 12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my commandments, to keep my statutes and my commandments as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. Right. So when he asked meekly for understanding heart, wisdom to discern between this righteous of a people that you have ordained me to lead, the Most High gave him that, and then he gave him a multitude and abundance of more gifts that he felt like he deserved based on how he dealt with that situation. Right. So we're gonna jump into this next precept, then we're gonna jump back in the breakdown through the spirit, man. Nakai, pull at Proverbs 28 and 6. And then we're gonna jump into Job 12 and 6. We at Proverbs 28 and 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 6. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways.
Give me what is it, Revelations 2:9? Right? Because we know that our people come from wealth, right? Royalty, rulership. But we're not in rulership right now. We're not in that position right now. That doesn't mean that we don't know that we still kings. That don't mean we don't still know our value, right? It's knowing our value is what has us cleaving to the scriptures. Because that value or that status, financial status that was stripped from us came from us not adhering to the word, right? Or was stripped from us for not adhering to the word, right? Read that again, all right, from the top.
Verse 6. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness.
Yasha Allah, that's Proverbs 28 and 6. It was 1 Kings 3. 1 Kings chapter 3, 5 through 14.
Okay.
And then it was Proverbs 28 and verse 6. Baba Kashah, the water. Go ahead, read again from the top.
Proverbs 28 and 6. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways.
Then what?
Than he that is perverse in his ways.
Go ahead.
Though he be rich. Whoso keepeth the law.
Whoso do what?
Whoso keepeth the law.
Go ahead.
Is a wise son.
Is what?
Is a wise son.
Go ahead.
But he that is a companion of righteous men shameth his father.
Does what?
Shameth his father.
Your spiritual father, right? When you cleave into the wisdom of this world, you shaming the Most High, right? When you are cleaving to the law, you are making him proud, and he deemed you a wise son, right? With that, I yield.
It's at Revelations 2 and 9. Revelations 2 and 9, and it says, "I know thy works."
I what?
I know thy works. And tribulation. And poverty.
And what?
And poverty.
What are the Jews in?
And poverty.
What is Israel in?
And poverty.
Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
We are what?
Thou art rich.
Spiritually, we are rich because we have the Most High on our side. Jake just can't wait to be. Jake got that Simba spirit, right? We just can't wait to be king. You know what I'm saying? We want it right now. We need that throne. We can taste it, right? We can taste rulership, right? But we doing that before we doing what's required. Hey man, even Simba had to go in the damn wilderness. You got to learn how to rule, bro. We got to get that Simba spirit off us, bro. We just can't wait to run this, be in rulership, be running the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Be sitting on the throne. And you don't even know how to damn rule. Nah, we have to first come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, and then be fitted for the throne. I yield. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. He says, "For the Most High is not an author of confusion."
He what?
Author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. And that's what brothers kind of going into, is that we got to confuse. We confused in this thing.
That's right.
And we seek and the Most High says he requires all things to be done in decency and in order. You cannot just come out from just being a nigga, right, or a base man, and thinking that you can come into this truth and still obtain the things of the world.
That's right.
Like that's you have much. They owe you so much more. Man.
14 and 33, Yashara.
14 and 33. But
14 and 33.
I yield on that.
Next precept is going to be Job 12 and 6. The book of Job, chapter 12, verse 6. And it reads, "The tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke Yahweh are secured.
Right.
Into whose hand God bringeth abundantly. But ask now the beast, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes and the sea shall declare unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of Yahweh hath wrought this, and whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind? Do it not the ear try words, and the mouth tastes meat? With the ancient is wisdom, and in the length of days understanding. With him is wisdom and strength, and he hath counsel and understanding." I yield on that.
And that's what you got to be asking for in these times, man. Counsel, understanding, and it has to be okay with you, man.
That's right.
You cannot be seeking. And a lot of times when you praying for these things, you praying for that understanding, the knowledge, the wisdom. It's gonna come from someone who you might not receive it, want to receive it from.
Yeah,
and I say want to receive it from. It might come from someone who you might not deem worthy to even obtain that knowledge.
That's right.
But that's who the Most High saw fit to give you that seed and for him to water that thing. So you have to adhere to it, man. Or you have to have, again, discernment enough to understand. Let me humble down, man. Let me receive this thing in truth and sincerity. I yield.
This is the next precept is going to be Job 21 and verse 7. Job chapter 21, verse 7 through 9. The book of Job chapter 21, verse 7 through 9. And it reads, "Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of Yahweh upon them."
Right, because ultimately, man, they feel like they have stored up their treasures here on earth, and who can bring them down, right? And then it says the rod of the Most High is upon them. Man. You can't get away from the Most High, man. That's it on that.
I'm gonna jump to 19. Right, I'm gonna jump to 19, and it reads, "Yahweh laid up his iniquity for his children. He rewarded him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink the wrath of the Almighty."
Because it's gonna be a day when you gotta drink of that cup, man.
You can't get away.
Go ahead with that next precept.
Get the next precept, King. Rapid fire.
Wisdom
of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 5 through 7.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 5.
Repeat it like 3 times so brother can ascribe it.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom?
What is what?
What is richer than wisdom?
If you're looking for some type of riches to prescribe to for this life, to chase, to attain, what is richer than wisdom? What better riches or treasures can you store up than the treasures of the Most High God? Go ahead.
That worketh all things.
That does what?
Worketh all things.
Go ahead.
And if prudence work, who of all that what is rich? If prudence work, who of all that are is a more cunning workman than she?
Mm-hmm.
And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtuous.
Mm.
For she teaches temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life.
Come on, man. So you got to understand that what's we brought out earlier the other day, man. Is what is a man to profit the whole world, but to gain it and lose his own soul?
That's right.
And a lot of things, man. You have to understand that there's a puppet master, even from the highest man down, from the secret societies on down, right? From the president. He not the one um, uh, orchestrating things. He got someone pulling his strings, right? And then he pulling everybody else's strings, and so on and so forth. It's a reoccurring thing, man. So you have to understand, like, what strings have you cut, or what strings are you allowing to be pulled, right? I yield on that a lot. Go ahead, King.
Next precept is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13. The book of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13. And it reads, Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold.
Right, so you can't put a price on that wisdom. Read on.
She is more precious than rubies.
Then what?
Than rubies.
Come on.
And all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her.
Right, the Bentleys, the PS5s, the newest J's, the Prada bag, what's the new bags that they got out?
Bro, I couldn't tell you.
It's what is it? So like
Balenci's.
Nah, this a bag.
Yeah, I don't be knowing, bro.
Somebody drop it in the chat. Y'all know them bags we talking about, man. It's a bag. It's like
some wicked bags, man. That's what we gonna call them. Bags of the wicked. Right? Verse 16. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. Yahweh by wisdom hath founded the earth. By understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down to dew. Next precept is going to be Sirach 25 and 10. Nakai, you can get Sirach 31 and 1. Sirach 25 and 10. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 10. The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 10. And it reads, Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord. But the love of Yahweh passeth all things for illumination. He that holdeth it whereto shall he be likened. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him.
Right. So when you love the Most High, man, it's gonna pass it all things, man.
That's right.
Right. It's like a get out of jail free card, right? It's like or get out of Babylon free card, if you would.
That's right.
Right. It's you can't put a price on that thing, man, when it comes to it. All right, that's it on that?
That's it on that. So, Nakai, give me Sirach 31 and read 1 through 8, I believe.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh.
Read that again.
Man.
Watching for riches consumeth the flesh,
Right? You always looking for the come up. You it's gonna consume you, man, like a fire. Read on.
and the care thereof driveth away sleep.
See, because watching for riches, it says it consumes the flesh because you spending your time chasing the bag to the point where you forgot to chase the kingdom. The bag has become the destination. It's becoming the direction.
It's gonna become your desolation too, man.
Bring that out.
Right?
Go ahead.
It's gonna drive it away sleep. Brother
And-
can't sleep at night. Think about the next move. Right? Read on. Verse 2.
Watching care will not let a man slumber,
Mm-hmm.
as a sore disease breaketh sleep.
Mm.
The rich have great labor in gathering riches together,
Mm-hmm.
and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicates.
Right? Because like a rich man, he gonna concede to his constituents or his co-workers, hey man, what can you do? And you're gonna continue to allow this thing to drive you, man. Read on.
The next lick.
A con.
The poor laboreth in his poor estate,
Right?
and when he leaveth off, he is still needy.
Mm.
He that loveth gold shall not be justified.
Right? Because he's saying a poor man, he gonna work. He gonna work his shift. The next day, he's still gonna be poor.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, he's still gonna be poor. And that's us, man. We work and work and work and work, and we get back, we get taxed and taxed and taxed, but we still poor.
Why? Because we in captivity,
Right.
where we subject to payments. Go ahead.
And he that followeth corruption shall.
Read 5 from the top.
Verse 5. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Gold hath been the ruin of many.
It has what?
Gold hath been the ruin of many,
Mm-hmm.
and their destruction was present.
Mm-hmm.
It is a stumbling block unto them.
It is what?
It is a stumbling block unto them
It is a stumbling block unto them. Go ahead.
that sacrifice unto it,
Mm-hmm.
and every fool shall be taken therewith.
Because then you making reservations for the bag. You sacrificing your time. You sacrificing from your family. You sacrificing from the ministry. You sacrificing from the brethren. You done made a sacrifice your whole life for the bag. When the Most High says, present your bodies as living sacrifice. Right?
You know what comes to mind? The movie Scorpion King.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Scorpion King?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, shout out to Scorpion King. Had Dwayne Johnson and that thing. But to say the least, they was in Seek a Treasure.
Mm-hmm.
You see that in the old Harrison Ford. What is it? When he looking for the treasures, man. Taking y'all back.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, right? You get greedy. You get in the tomb. You finally got to the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Where the riches and the wealth is, and they start stuffing their pockets, but the damn walls caving in, and they
You
still
can't even
going.
run with all that, man.
Yeah, bro, get what you can get, man. Get up out of here.
That's right.
Right, so you gotta have
That's what
wisdom.
the Most I say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these brothers out here, their eyes is bigger than their stomach, man. Right, you.
Read 8.
Verse 8. Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish.
That what?
Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish.
So is it saying that it's impossible? Is it saying that you can't attain some type of financial stability and be without blemish? No, it's possible. Go ahead.
And have not gone after gold.
And have what?
Not gone after gold.
Right. And it's also saying that blessed is the rich, possibly double fold, according to Job 11:6, in spirit, and have not set their heart and their mind or their eyes on chasing the bag. Right.
God.
Next precept is going to be Luke 6:24. Nakai, you can get James 5:1. Nah, get this. Let me get both of them. I'm gonna get both of these. You get both of these.
God. All right, a couple more precepts.
We got about 8 more precepts, Ken. We're gonna keep it moving. It's the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 24. The book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 24. It's the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 24, and it reads, "But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
Right. So you got to understand that it comes with the everything comes with a price.
Let me
Right.
start. It's meat on this. Let me start at 20. I got to.
Go ahead.
And it reads, this is Luke 6:20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said,
Mm-hmm.
Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven.
Mm.
Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company,
Mm-hmm.
and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil,
Right.
for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice you in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation.
Right. Because when you desire to be rich, you already done punched your ticket, man.
All right.
Right.
Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you,
Mm-hmm.
for so did their fathers to the false prophets.
Right. So you got to understand, like, which Hall of Fame you want to be in, man. You want to be in the Hall of Faith, man, or you want to be in the Hall of Fame, man.
That's right.
On a worldly level. Right. I yield.
Next precept is going to be Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12, verse 16. Luke chapter 12 and verse 16. I'm going to start at 13. Luke chapter 12, verse 13. And it reads, And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother,
Mm-hmm.
that he divide the inheritance with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said unto them, Take heed and beware of covetousness.
Beware of what?
Covetousness.
Right. So you can start coveting things, man. You can have those wanton eyes like we was talking about earlier, where you can just be like, damn, man, look at that, man, I can't wait till I get to that status and this, that, and the third, man. That's covetous, man. You cannot have that type of spirit, right? Matter of fact, you should want man. I'm happy for my brother, man. Look at my eye, man.
That's right.
Ak out here winning in these things, man.
That's right.
That's the type of spirit you need to be having in this thing. Read on up.
For a man's life consisted not in the abundance of things.
Not in the what?
Not in the abundance of things.
Right, it's more than life than the abundance of things, like it says in Matthew 6 and 33 on down, talking about the raiment. Right? There's more than that to this thing. Read on.
Which he possesseth.
Uh-huh.
And he spake a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruit.
Right. I tilled this ground so much, man. Look at all this fruit, baby. It's
dripping
ran it up,
man. What I'm gonna do now? And he said, This will I do.
Mm-hmm.
I will pull down my barns and build greater.
Right. I gotta tear this stuff down. I gotta build me another barn.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, get into the bag so good around this thing. Read on.
And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, So thou hast much goods laid up for many years.
Right. He's gonna say to myself, self.
Right.
Read on.
Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry.
Mm-hmm.
But Yahweh said unto him,
What he said?
Thou fool.
Thou fool. You gonna tear all this stuff down that I done allowed you to build up, man, and you just I done gave you an abundance of things, and you still gonna tear this down?
That's right.
You gonna forsake this? Right, read on.
But Yahweh said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided?
Right, because now I'm gonna require your soul, and now who gonna get all of those things that you don't stored up in those barns?
That's right.
Right.
So is he that layeth up treasures for himself and is not rich toward Yahweh.
And you got to ask yourself that, man, in these last days. Are you storing up this treasure? Or is your heart out of your mouth? Is it speaking the things of the Most High?
Are you self-proclaimed rich toward Yahweh?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you doing what he said to do to gain riches with him?
Man, what's your stocks looking like, man, on the spiritual level? You know what I'm saying? You in the you buying into that Jerusalem coin, man? You know, you got to be on that level, man, on the spiritual level, studying, showing yourself approved, man. And always seeking the knowledge and the understanding.
That's right. Not forsaking your brethren either. Or forsaking the assembly. Being a good brother, being a good steward of the faith. Being a good sister of Proverbs 31 woman, right? Being a servant of the Most High, girding up your loins when times get tough, and making sure that you lean on his understandings above your own, right? Next precept is going to be James 5:1. The book of James, chapter 5, verse 1. We got about 8 more precepts, Kings. The book of James, chapter 5, verse 1.
The book of James, chapter 5, and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Go ahead.
Your riches are corrupted.
Bell what?
Your riches are corrupted.
Go ahead.
And your garments are moth-eaten.
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 Go ahead.
Your gold and silver is cankered,
Mm-hmm.
and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
You have done what?
Heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath.
Go ahead.
Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been one time.
Been what?
One time.
Go ahead.
Ye have nourished your heart as in a day of slaughter.
So you done been one time on the earth, covetous, want this, it want that, and through that you have nourished your heart to the day of slaughter, right? Being covetous and wanting everything outside of what the Most High has provided for you. You hoard yourself out, right? And you have become fit for the day of slaughter.
So like I saw this brother, man, they were some trap boys, they was running up bags and stuff like that. And they had stored up some money. Now when you store like ones, blue faces, if you will, you store that thing up and you kind of hide it. You just can't stash that stuff. So they went back maybe 6 months later and they found out the bread was like mildew. It's got all kind of, and it's all the money decayed. And they was sick, man. They was yo. But if any of y'all kind of watch some kind of cartel-ish movies, you see that they try to preserve it.
They wrap it
up. You know what I'm saying? But that's on the spiritual level too. You got to wrap this thing up, man. You got to package this thing up so that we can preserve this, man. It has been preserved.
And they can preserve you.
But I yield on that, man.
Con, let's get next read that 6.
James 5 and 6. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
Read that James 2 and verse 5. James 2 and 5. It's the next precept. Book of James, chapter 2, verse 5.
The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 5.
Get Matthew.
Hearken, my beloved brethren.
Do what?
Hearken, my beloved brethren. Have not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom?
Right, so you got to be poor
of
this world and rich in the faith.
Hey, man, that's a good precept for what we're bringing out with Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy poverty, but thou art rich. Go ahead, King. Slaki.
Poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him.
Right. That's a good precept. Next cut. It's going to be 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 27. So like it. 1 Corinthians 2 and 27. Got started at 25. Reading on. 1 Corinthians 2 and 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. Right? Because a lot of times, man, the foolishness of this world is used to confound the wise.
So like, bring it back, all right?
Right? Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men. Even the most base, the most milk understanding that the Most High teaches out of the scrolls can be wiser than men. Not can be.
Oh, one.
We started at 25.
Oh, come.
But it's wiser than men. So even the most base things, when it comes out of the scrolls, man, can be so much have value, right? Reading on, and the weakness of God is stronger than men.
Oh, it's 1 Corinthians chapter 1, Yashala. 1 Corinthians 1 and 25.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2 myself. I'm like,
It's 1 Corinthians 1 and 25. 25 through 27.
Verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
Right.
But Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of this world.
The what?
The foolish things of this world to confound the wise. And Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of this world to confound the things which are mighty. Right? We have to understand how mighty we are through the Spirit, and how it can take something so small that we can sacrifice our spirituality. Think about set it off, man. Cleo, right? After the first, no. We all about the finesse if it's dealing with the heathen, Con.
That's right.
Right? They hit the first couple licks, you know what I'm saying? They said they got greedy.
They got greedy and got damn destroyed.
Con. We got Cleo over here getting lit up.
Good.
Because you got a
little candle in the chest, man.
Like it, man. That was 1 Corinthians 1 and 27, 25 through 27. I yield.
Next precept is going to be Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 3. Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 3.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 3. And it reads, Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Blessed are the what?
Blessed are the poor in spirit. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Read on.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
After what?
After righteousness.
Not the bag, but righteousness.
After righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahweh. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
For what?
For righteousness' sake. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Ultimately, we got to have that spirit that we seek in the kingdom, ultimately, first and foremost, at the beginning and at the ending of the day, man. Like, that was it on that?
That's it on that.
Sirach 4 and 28. Bring that out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 28.
Bring it out.
Strive for the truth unto death.
The what?
Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
Now strive for the bag.
Strive for the truth unto death.
Strive for a mansion.
Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay.
Right. You can't be a a one-stop shop, man. You can't be that type of brother that, man, every time I go there, like, man, he always asks for something. But when I ask for something, man, he don't got nothing for me. Right? You got brothers out there that's like that, man. Read on. That's it on that?
Yeah, that's it.
Next cut. Revelations 2 and 10.
Bring it out.
Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer.
28:19.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
He shall do what?
He shall cast some of you into prison,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
How many days?
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Be thou faithful unto death.
Unto what?
Unto death.
Hey, man, you got to be willing to die for this thing. The Most High said we got to be faithful unto death, and we're not even faithful through our desires. The Most High said you have to be willing to give up the ghost for this thing, and we won't give up our vain covetousness, wantonness, desires, wants, not even needs, but wants, because all you need is the scriptures. It's going to show you how to conduct yourself. Go ahead.
Be thou faithful unto death, and
Uh-huh.
I will give thee a crown of life.
I will what?
Give thee a crown of life.
Go ahead. Read 11.
He that hath an ear, let him hear
Right?
what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
Mm-hmm.
He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
Hey, man. When you overcome this world, the Most High not going to destroy your spirit. Your flesh may depart from you, but your spirit is going to be whole with the Most High. And that's ultimately what we seeking for. Eternal life with the Father. Eternal life with Hamashiach Yahushua in the kingdom. Not notoriety, nor gains of this world, nor prosperities of this world. We accept and are grateful for the blessing that the Most High bestows upon us while we're here, but ultimately our goal is everlasting life. Next precept is going to be Proverbs 28 and 19. The book of Proverbs 28 and 19. I got it.
Come.
Proverbs 28 and 19. Book of Proverbs chapter 28 verse 19. And it reads, he that tilleth his land
Mm-hmm.
shall have plenty of bread,
Right?
but he that followeth after vain persons
Mm-hmm.
shall have poverty enough.
Shall have what?
Shall have poverty enough.
Right? When you start seeking after the wrong thing, man, you're going to end up seeking poverty, man, and obtaining poverty.
That's right.
Right?
A faithful man shall abound with blessings,
Mm-hmm.
but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent.
Mm. It's straight like that, man. Next precept.
Next precept is going to be Psalms chapter 49, starting at verse 6.
I got you. Psalms chapter 49 and verse 6. 49 and verse 6. They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches.
And do what?
Boast themselves in the multitude of their riches.
Go ahead.
None of them can be any means redeemed.
Read that again, verse 7.
None of them can by any means redeem his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's on a double fold level too as well, because
That's
you
right.
can become puffed up in the world and gain the worldly treasures and feel that type of way towards your brother, or you can be as the Judaizers, man.
Fine.
You can be so puffed up in this truth, man, and what does it say?
None of them. Go ahead.
None of them can by any means redeem his brother. You can be so overbearing, over righteous to a brother, man. You can't even bring a brother out of the world, man.
That's right.
Brother's like, man, some of the stuff you saying, is kind of spot on, but how you coming at me, bro? I don't know. Right? Reading on. It says, verse 7. None of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to the Most High a ransom for him.
Right. You can't purchase this brother from the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You can't store up enough money to save your brother if the Most High not dealing with him. Right? Go ahead.
For the redemption of their soul is precious,
Mm-hmm.
and it ceaseth forever.
Go ahead.
That he should still live forever and not see corruption.
Mm-hmm.
For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others.
Mm.
Their inward
That's all I want.
kind. So you can ultimately be working and be on this hamster wheel
14.
forever, man.
And 18.
And this thing can go.
Proverbs.
This inheritance that you have on a worldly level can be passed down to someone else. What do they have those houses when someone passes away, and it's like an open house?
Foreclosed.
It's a foreclosed home, but they call it something though. When people can just come in, estate sale, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yes, they call them estate sales. The bank foreclosed on a home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no children to inherit these things,
Mm-hmm.
and then anybody can just come in and just. I literally I walked into a home like that, man. An elderly couple, no children. They just selling bank selling everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I yield on that though. Go ahead.
It's the last precept of the night through the Spirit. Bring it out, Brother Nakai.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
The simple inherit folly.
The what?
The simple inherit folly.
Right? The simple inherit folly, like tangible things, things that can't benefit them in the long run. Go ahead.
But the prudent are crowned with knowledge.
They crowned with what?
Are crowned with knowledge.
Go ahead.
The evil bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous.
Go ahead.
The poor is hated even of his own neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
but the rich have many friends.
That's it on that, man.
Come on, man. You know, we understand, like we started out at the beginning of this lesson yesterday and also today, is that we do desire to be rich, but this is the riches that we desire, man. This is the wealth that we desire.
Verse 24.
That we desire to obtain, man.
That's right.
Proverbs 13 and verse 24.
Read to 27.
He that spared his rod.
14 and 24.
Oh, 14 and 24.
Okay.
14 and 24. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolish of fools is folly.
Go ahead.
A true witness delivered souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies.
Go ahead.
27. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place in refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death.
Come on, man. So we understand what it takes to obtain spiritual riches and everlasting kingdom. That's 14 and 18, Yashala. Proverbs 14 and 18. We know what it takes in order to we know because the scriptures tell us.
Correct.
Right. In order to get the kingdom, you gotta keep the faith, keep the commandments, keep the faith of Hamashiach, keep the commandments. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven. Right. That's what we have to do. That's what we're aspiring to do. And that's gonna be it's our lot. You know what I'm saying? It's our position. It's what the Most High has called us to do. It's our profession, right? This is what we're doing, seeking the kingdom of heaven. We forsaking the ways of the world, and we doing the will of the Father, right? With that, I yield.
Come, man, this is our lot anyway, man. You can't run from it. Those of you that's on the call, man, those of you on the stream, on the live stream through the Spirit, man, the Most High has called you out of the darkness into the marvelous light so that we can start doing these things and obtaining that wealth and that treasure that he has already bestowed up from the foundations of the earth for us.
That's right.
So it's up to you, man. Knowledge is only half the battle. Right now, we have to start applying these things, man, and searching out these things to see whether they be true or not.
Don't get duped by the fool's gold, right? That the world has to offer you. Don't let that be your ruin, right? Don't let that be your fatality, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't let the Most High.
Don't let Satan pull up on you and say, "Finish it."
Right, right. Don't let that be the reason. You know what I'm saying? If you can, if it's your lot, if the Most High put it on your spirit and do it to the end, fight the good fight, man. And our Father's house is many mansions, right? We don't have to chase one. here.
Okay.
Right. With that, I will yield. We are the saints upholding commandments.
That's right.
I'm Brother Shamariah.
Come on, Brother Nasi.
Brother Nakai.
Khan, man. It's our heart desire that all Israel be saved. Double honors to the elders of the house of David, man. Mighty shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom, Akia, man.
Oh, go ahead.